Cubs make their fifth cut of the spring, and that sets us up for just maybe one more cut before we'll know the 31 players going to Japan, and then eventually the 26 that'll be on the roster for the 2 games against the Dodgers. But one of the big questions we were wondering has been answered, and that's that Gage Workman, the Rule 5 pick from the Tigers, and Vidal Bruján, who the Cubs traded to get from the Marlins, are both going to be on the opening day roster. We're going to talk about that and more, including Kyle Tucker's first Cubs home run right here on the Cubs Baseball channel. So like, subscribe, thumbs up. Let's do this thing. Everybody, good to see all you guys. Go Cubs! Hey, everybody, Mick Gillespie, Cubs Baseball channel, and it is great to see you guys at Broadcaster Mick on the socials, at Cubs Baseball channel on X, and good to see, again, that baseball season is almost here. I mean, we're closing in, right? So here's Patrick Mooney from The Athletic, our friend, longtime friend, great guy, put this out. Gage Workman, a Rule 5 pick, and Vidal Bruján have been informed that they'll be traveling with the Cubs to Japan for opening day. Okay, well, what does this mean? Let's unpack this for a second. We don't know about Matt Shaw. We know that Nico Heorner is not going to play. He's still coming back from injury. So that's an easy one, right? You got the spots on the roster to do what you want to do with, and you're not going to let Workman go back to the Tigers unless you're 100% sure that you don't have a spot for him. And then you traded Matt Mervis to get Bruján, and obviously you feel like there's value in Bruján, his ability to play a lot of different positions, including the outfield. He can play center field and the infield spots. So yeah, you're happy about him and his versatility. And so, okay, I get this. I mean, I don't think you would make a move on your roster until you really have your hand forced, right? So these guys weren't cut, obviously. And for Workman, I guess one of the big questions was going to be his future. And I guess that kind of tells us this much. I mean, he's going to play, or at least he's going to be there. Now, he might be one of the players that's there, but doesn't play. Because remember, they got 31 players they take, but only 26 of those guys are going to be on the active roster. So we might not even see him in a game. He may be one of the guys that just goes out there as kind of satellite players to help out. But still, hey, the guy's taking a step closer to making the team. I think that the Cubs are serious about him. Love his size, big dude, 6'4", switch hitter, can play short, can play third, has some pop. You wonder what would it look like if he got enough at bats to really kind of, play in the major leagues. He doesn't have a lot of upper level minor league experience, but they don't care about that as much anymore these days. And for the Cubs, it's not like you're sitting on a bunch of third base options. In the minor leagues, B.J. Murray had a really kind of step back season after being one of the Cubs' top prospects. He's a switch hitter. He can be a special player, really good eye. But last year, he dealt with some injuries, didn't have the type of season that gave the Cubs enough confidence to give him a shot. They got rid of Luis Vazquez. They obviously didn't think he could play. He's a shortstop, could have played third. I don't know what his bat would have looked like in the big leagues, but it's a risk. They let him go from really nothing. And then they traded Cam Smith, who was a first-round pick third baseman. You would have figured the future of third base away. They didn't sign Alex Bregman. So Gage Workman is an insurance policy for sure at third base. And if something happens and Matt Shaw doesn't play, it doesn't work there, then what are the Cubs going to do? Because I think the prospects of having Justin Turner play third base are frightening for a lot of people just because of his age. He hasn't played a lot of third lately. I know he's been taking ground balls there. A spot fill-in guy every day, don't think that could happen. And so that's where we are right now. So the cuts looked like this. The Cubs, they dropped it down to 35. They sent Cade Horton, Brandon Hughes, couple pitchers back. Horton, their top pitching prospect. If he stays healthy, he could be really special in the big leagues. Obviously missed most of last year with an injury. Brandon Hughes, the left-hander, he was so good for the Cubs a couple of seasons ago back on a minor league deal. Carlos Perez, not really I mean, he's just kind of a backup guy. Moises Ballesteros, we did a show on him the other day. If you didn't see it, make sure you go over and check it out. He's got to be really good defensively to give them confidence to put him in. But if he does, he's got the bat to steal one of those Cubs catching jobs in the big leagues. Former White Sox, Nicky Lopez got sent back. Ben Cowles was one of the players that the Cubs got in the trade last year with the Yankees at the deadline for Mark Leiter Jr. He was the leader in the Eastern League for the most hits when he was traded, dealt with an injury, came back at the end of the season. And then Travis Jankowski, who is an outfielder with a lot of speed, really good dude. I mean, someone that you pull for with the Rangers when they won the World Series. And, not right now there, but I think he's a really good backup option for the Cubs. I like Jankowski. I mean, really do. I don't know what kind of an impact he'd make, but as like a fifth outfielder with speed and then also having the experience of winning, I like him. So, no big surprises with these moves at all. I guess the big surprise, though, is that Patrick Mooney saying that Workman and Bruján are going to make that opening day roster. And it's a weird opening day just because of the fact you're in Japan and you come back and you do more exhibition games. And I guess we can call them spring training. So you go to play the Dodgers over there, then you come back and then you're doing more exhibition, and then you get back into the regular season against the Diamondbacks. The Cubs' April schedule is killer. I mean, it just is. If they have to survive that April schedule, if they do, I think they'll make the playoffs. I think if the Cubs have a good April and they don't just absolutely get just ripped apart, and you can go through and look at it, I mean, it is really, really difficult. Then I think that, you know what? Look out. I mean, I feel like this team's going to be very competitive. I like the balance that they have pitching-wise. Do I think that they're a World Series contender? No. But I think that they could be. They're going to have to do some things to kind of get there, in my mind. But the biggest thing's going to be you play the 2 games against the Dodgers. Then all of a sudden you're playing the Diamondbacks in Arizona. Then you got the Oakland A's, which I guess aren't even really the Oakland A's anymore. The Vegas A's, and wherever they're playing games. And then what is that, Sacramento? Then you got the Padres, the Rangers, the Dodgers again, the Padres again, the Diamondbacks again, the Dodgers again, the Phillies. That's a tough month, And so you just look at those teams. I mean, you're talking about great managers, great players on all those rosters. The Cubs are going to have to come out swinging to have a good April, and I think they're going to need a good April to make the playoffs. Now, the final thing I wanted to get into today. And I know a lot of you guys were like, man, is Kyle Tucker ever going to get a hit? He was 0 for 17. We did a show. And I told you, I said, look, man, don't worry about Kyle Tucker. It's spring training. The games don't count. And for big league players like him, star players, they're just out there. Like, I saw an interview, and he's basically saying, hey, I'm just trying to go out and get my work in. I don't want to get hurt. I just want to be healthy enough to sprint when the regular season gets there. Now, he hit a home run yesterday, and it was great to see him do that. And I'm sure he was probably like, hey, man, I just need to do a couple things because I'm starting to get some heat now from Cubs fans. They're like, can he hit? Yeah, he can hit. Well, he showed that. But he's figuring it out. He said, I don't think I could have gone to a better organization than the Cubs. The fan base is second to none. Like, he said that. I don't think he's saying that because he's trying to pander to us. I think he gets it. Andre Dawson was with the Expos, came to the Cubs, and wants to wear the Cubs hat even after he went and played on other teams in the big leagues after the Cubs, because we never forget. We do have great fans. And if this guy is able to endear himself with our fan base, they're going to remember him a lot more than Astros fans, just because there's a lot more of us than Astros fans. It's baseball in Houston is a hobby. Baseball with the Cubs is, it's like basically a passion, and when you come in and you get the job done for the Cubs, people never forget you. And so it was, like I said, I enjoyed seeing the banter, him talk, basically just very confident. talking about, hey, what it's like to be with the Cubs so far, how the team is, getting used to the coaches, the front office and all that, but he seems really content. And, we hope that the guy that made 3 All-Star teams and hit, a point under 290 with 23 bombs last year is ready to go. And he only played 78 games. And the Cubs need him to step up, get the job done, and basically lift this franchise to the postseason. And this front office is betting on him to get that job done. So the roster's at 35. They got to cut it to 31 before they head over to Japan. And, and as part of that, when you talk about just exactly what's going to happen, Cubs play the Guardians today. They play the Brewers tomorrow. I would not be surprised if that Brewers game is one that the Cubs have a bunch of minor leaguers playing in, and they head to Japan. And then they're off on Wednesday, and then they have the prospect game on Thursday. And then they play, in Tokyo against some of the Japanese teams. They play one on Friday, and then, they play one on Sunday, and then a day off. And then all of a sudden we have real games. Now you better be up early because it's a 5:10 game on Tuesday and Wednesday Central Time. But I'm going to be up. I'm going to be up watching, and I know a lot of you guys will as well. So get in the comment section. Tell me what you think. And again, I can't thank you guys enough for being part of the channel every day. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, working on some, we got people that we want to bring on. But I love just talking to you guys every day about the game. And also got some giveaways that we're going to start doing as well. I feel like we can't have a channel without making it interesting for you guys to get some stuff, some Cubs baseball channel stuff. So, hey, you're making this channel part of what you do. I'm going to start making it where when you comment, when you're a subscriber, when you're part of what we do, I don't care if you agree with me, disagree, you're part of the community. We're going to start doing giveaways as well. But please like, subscribe, thumbs up. And we're rolling in on a couple of games in the middle of March that count. I love it. All right, go Cubs, guys.